Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Mark Kazi here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Today's New Comic Day, and I'm here to give you some great reason to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week. It's a good week to, if you're like me, your New Year's resolution is to keep caught up on your new books this year, and this is a good week for that. This is Star Wars #1. Everybody's super into Star Wars right now. With good reason. You've seen the movie 18 times. Now's your chance to jump in on a brand new Star Wars series. This picks up after 2 minutes after Empire Strikes Back. I love the previous series. It's 75 issues long, 10 trade paperbacks. I hope you caught up with the whole thing. If you haven't, just jump into the new #1. If you love Star Wars like I do, you're not going to want to miss this one. You can read more about that one in our newsletter. Lots of other stuff like Thor #1. The Jason Aaron era of Thor has ended. Now we've got a brand new writer and artist on a brand new book, taking Thor in a brand new direction. If you're a big Thor fan like I am, it's a great time to jump in on that one. Great time to be an X-Men fan. This is X-Men #4. This, I don't want to call it a reboot or a relaunch. This new era of X titles is just on fire, and everybody's picking up all the different stuff. This, of course, is the core title. Then there's other titles like this one. This is your latest issue of Marauders. All the different X books have their own kind of flavor, their own team, their own creative team. So check out all the different books and find the one that suits your comic style. Tarot is the latest Avengers Defenders team up. If you're 100 years old like me, you remember one of the original Marvel events was the Avengers Defenders War. And, well, we've just loved seeing these two teams go at it ever since. Really cool, sort of different style for this book. Looking for something new, something interesting. You're going to want to pick that one up. I buy anything that says Avengers on it, or anything that says Hawkeye on it. This is your latest Hawkeye mini. Haven't seen him in his own book for a little while, so that's a lot of fun. Your latest issue of Miles Morales Spider-Man, one of the hottest books in comics. The previous issue totally sold out. Expect this one to do the same. This and Spider-Man Venom Double Trouble are your Spider books for the week. Daredevil 16 is the first time you've seen Daredevil and Elektra on the same cover in quite a while. That's a lot of fun. Always talking up Daredevil, always saying that this is one of the best books Marvel's ever done. It's been one of their best books for years and years and years and years. If you're one of the 3 people that's not reading Daredevil, you really are missing out on one of the best books in comics. Doctor Doom, one of my favorite characters. Really deserving of his own book, and this title has been a lot of fun. Been loving this since issue #1. This, along with Invaders, Savage Avengers. Marvel's got a lot of really good new titles going on right now. This is definitely one of them. Pick up that first issue and you'll see what I'm talking about. Black Panther, Agents of Wakanda, co-starring Deadpool. This one might be slipping under your radar, but if so, you're missing out on something cool. Kind of a new and interesting, different take on the Black Panther. Good stuff there. Web of Black Widow #5 is the last issue of her latest series, but of course she'll get another one because she's got a movie coming right around the corner. Swordmaster spins out of the War of the Realms stuff, and Punisher Soviet rounds out the Marvel books for the week. Good stuff there. Great week for the DC guys as always. I'm always saying it's a big week for this guy. This is your latest issue of Detective Comics. One of the best books out there. This is the writer that will be taking over Batman proper here in a couple of weeks. So if you've been passing up on Detective, this is a good time to check that out and see what you're in store for with the Bat book. Batman Beyond is one of my favorite Bat titles, has been since the beginning. One of my favorite Bat characters. Batgirl, another one of my favorite Bat titles. Solid stuff. Red Hood Outlaw, co-starring my man Bizarro. This is another one that might be flying under your radar, but people that have been reading this really dig it. So again, if you're looking for something new, something interesting, try out some Red Hood. And Harley Quinn in her main book, along with Joker Harley Criminal Sanity. This is your Black Label book of the week. This is your oversized, mature reader Black Label title. And a lot of this stuff going around. This one particularly along with Harleen and Joker Criminal Smile. Or Killer Smile. Good stuff. You guys can't get enough Harley Quinn. Action Comics number 1018 continues Bendis's onslaught of the Superverse. Been loving all the different Superman books. If you read Superman number 18, you know there's a lot going on in these titles, and it's going to be rippling out across the entire DCU. Great time to be a super fan. Superman Giant is your other Superman book of the week. Been loving these Giant titles. A little bit new comics, a little bit reprints, a little bit big chunky book of your favorite character. Of course, everybody knows I love some Superman. Lois Lane rounds out your super books for the week. Been saying it's really great to see her in her own title, and I hope she gets an ongoing when this one's over, because this book's really good. The Flash, number 85, getting closer and closer to the big number 750. Flash is going to be going back to his original legacy numbering really soon. This book doesn't need much of my help with the TV show and everything else. Flash is one of the most popular characters in comics right now. Justice League Dark, one of my favorite DC titles. Really cool to see Wonder Woman leading her own team. Martian Manhunter, number 11. Almost the end of that cool miniseries. The Terrifics, also starring my man Bizarro. I've been loving this book. Much like Daredevil, I talk about this title any chance I get. If you're not reading Terrifics, you're missing out on really one of the most interesting books out there right now. Really cool lineup, really great creative team. Jump into this latest issue and you'll see what I'm talking about. And Books of Magic is your formerly known as Vertigo book. This is your Sandman Universe Black Label book of the week. Good stuff. And a pretty small week for the other guys, but always great stuff. Grendel is my Dark Horse book of the week. This is a good week to show you some of the stuff that the indie guys do out of the ordinary stuff that we're always talking about. With Dark Horse, I'm always talking about Mike Mignola and Alien and Predator and all that awesome stuff that they do. But they do lots of other stuff too. And Grendel is one of the long time independent characters of comics. So if you don't know much about this, grab this issue, grab the first issue of this series, grab the omnibus that reprints all the original stuff. Like I say, one of the groundbreaking characters of independent comics, and that's really good stuff by Matt Wagner. Death or Glory from my man Rick Remender is your Image book of the week. I love anything Rick Remender. Can't let that one get by you. Philadelphia is one of their new hot titles. Always saying everybody should have an Image book on their list. Image does a huge range of genre and art style and everything else. Any kind of comic fan will find an Image book to put on their list. Go to their website, look at all the different cool stuff that they do. Grab those first issues, grab recent books like this one. Like I say, always something new, cool, and interesting coming from Image. Pandemica and I Can Sell You a Body shows you some of the other things that IDW does. Like I say, I talk a lot about what IDW does with G.I. Joe and Transformers and the mighty TMNT, but they do all kinds of other stuff too. Creator-owned stuff, sci-fi, different genre things. Wide range of stuff in those independent comics. And a good week for the all-ages stuff too. Again, always encouraging folks to have an all-ages title on their list, like this one. This is Diana, Princess of the Amazons. This is one of those graphic novels from DC Kids. Been loving this stuff like everybody else is. If you've got a younger reader in your life, or if you're just looking for something new, something different, all of this DC, formerly known as DC Ink and DC Zoom, and now it's all just DC Kids. Lots of great different heroes, different topics, different genres, cool characters going on. Really encourage you guys to check out all the different stuff from DC Kids because it's lots of fun. And Disney DuckTales, because you love DuckTales, and always stoked to see the Disney stuff back in comics. IDW does a great job with all of the Disney stuff and all of their all-ages stuff, like the Marvel action things and all the other great stuff that we're talking about. Like I say, not a huge week, but lots of great stuff to check out. Good week to catch up on some things if you're behind on your other titles, or like I said at the beginning, it's a good week to stay ahead of your reading like we're all trying to do every year. Hope you had a great holiday season. Glad to see you all back in action. Get down to your local shop today, pick up something fun to read. It's going to be a great 2020. Keep up with this video every single week to see all of the great stuff that we have in store for you here in the shop and online at our especially cool black-cat-comics.com Shopify store. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com. Check out the YouTube channel. Check out the Facebook page. Check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching and Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.